Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast, a place where we focus on the business side of art to help you attract more customers, increase profits, and ultimately live a life of creativity and financial freedom. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and this week's episode is going to be about this handy little tool that I have beside me right here, which are the Apple Vision Pro. Before this, I have been using a projector. I use the Epson 250, and I've been using that one for 5-6 years now, and it's fantastic. It used to cost about $300, and in today's world, now it costs about $500, $550. There are definitely other Epson projectors or projectors in general. There might be a better one than I'm recommending with the Epson 250. But what I really like about that is it has really high lumens. You still can't project in mid-daylight with the sun beaming on the wall. That's not a thing. Projectors do not let you do that. However, in a shaded spot, if you're just a few feet away from the wall, you can project. Again, not if the sun is right on the wall, but if it's in a shaded area or the sun is going down or rising or just not directly on the wall, you can project a few feet away, not a ton. And you can see it much better at night, obviously, but it does have high lumens to where you can do that. And it is I don't know if you call it short throw, long throw, whatever. I can project really big things. I will still use that nowadays because this handy Apple Vision Pro next to me can only go so big. I'll show you. I'm about to put them on. So if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, if you want to switch over to YouTube, and I'll put the links on here, YouTube or Spotify, you can see the video of this. So I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like to have these on and the steps to take to project them onto the wall. And it'll be a little bit boring because it'll be step by step from the beginning. And I'm actually just going to include this in the normal podcast. So if you're painting, I'm just going to vocally talk you through it. But again, if you want to just go to Spotify or YouTube to look and see exactly what I'm talking about, it'll show you. I'm doing this one because when I started using these, there were no videos on how to do this. And so I just started probably like 6 months ago using the Apple Vision Pro. I got it for my birthday back in October of 2024. And there was such a learning curve to try to use this thing. My husband and I were arguing about it in the living room. I was like, it's not like that. You're playing. He's like, I'm not playing. There's just a dinosaur here. I was like, get out of the dinosaur. He's like, I don't know how. Like, and now I use it really easily. This Apple Vision Pro has come in clutch on my recent mural job where I'm painting outside. It's just a normal cement wall that's like 8 foot max. And I'm able to paint a background and then put an animal on there wherever I want it in midday. I don't have to go out in the middle of the night. And I love the Apple Vision Pro because before this, I was having to go project at night. And that means I'm right at sundown, I'm leaving, and I'm either missing bedtime or I'm having to bring my 2-year-old and make a thing out of it. And I paint a lot in Branson, Missouri. I'm from Springfield, Rogersville area, which is about just under an hour away. So I would have to drive an hour to project and then come home at night and then go back out there in the day. And it's just annoying, especially in the summer months. And if you're a muralist, you understand because you're projecting and you're out there late at night because it doesn't get dark until like 9. And then you want to get out there before the heat sets in. So you're out there at like 6 a.m. And so it's like you go home, sleep, and then wake up and go back up and paint. And it's just annoying. So as soon as these came out, granted, these are super expensive. I'll go over the specs and all the things and talk about a little bit of a comparison from what I've heard and seen of other vision goggles to the Apple afterwards. But let me put these on and I'm just going to show you what they can do because it's pretty cool. So I'm going to put it on. Okay. All right, so I just hit record, and as you can see, my cat is right here out of screen where you would normally see it, but I have my controls and everything right here. So which is really interesting. So I'm going to scroll over, and for this, I'm going to go to the DaVinci Eye, as you can see it right here, and you can download the DaVinci Eye app. I didn't realize this. That's all you have to do is just download the DaVinci Eye app. So I bet that you could put this on. And so I'm just going to see how I'm basically just going up to it. I'm looking at it, pinching it, and moving it. So it doesn't work if you don't look at it. So right now, as you can see, I'm looking at all of these preloaded things, and you can see them light up as I look at them. So I don't even have to move my head. I just move my eyes. And as I'm moving my eyes, see how the different ones are lighting up. So top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right. It's because I'm using this is formatted to my eyes. Okay, so now I'm just going to look down, see how I'm looking. And so my cat is just like moving in the background. I'm looking at the exit button, so so if I wanted to, I could look at the exit button and then just tap my fingers, and then it would exit out. So let me show you. So I'm looking at the exit button. I have my fingers in front. I just tap them. It's out of it. So if I wanted to go back and forth, I just pinch back and forth. So again, we're going to open up DaVinci Eye. So we don't want to exit out. I'm looking at the X. I want to look at the bar. So looking at the bar, just using my eyes, pinching and moving it around. That's all you have to do. Again, it doesn't work so I can put it behind the cat, in front of the cat, right in front of me if I want. Or I can put it over here. This is like I record on a bed, obviously. So I just want to be super comfy. And there's a peacock right here, if you can see it. But you always like in snow on the ground, but peacocks and chickens running. This is what I see whenever I'm recording a podcast. Very different than what you see. See, there's a chicken right there. Yeah. Hi, chicken. Okay. Anyway, so I'm just going to move this over, and I'm just going to go right over here. So now I moved it over here again, just moving it around. So this is the project that I have used it on recently. I have actually used all of these images to put on a wall. So I'm just going to go up to the top and do the bottom or the top right square, which is create new project. And I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to press my fingers together. And now, so you can use the Mural Maker app if you have another device that wants to set up and look at the wall, but I'm not a big fan of it. I don't think it works all that well. It's not my favorite. So I always use the anchorless projection. So you'd think that you would use the Mural Maker. This is the thing that really threw me off in the beginning, but I use the anchorless projection. So I'm looking at the Mural Maker, looking at the anchorless projection, and going back and forth. And so I tap my fingers while looking at anchorless projection, and it just goes to my photos. I don't really share anything on my photos, so you can literally look through everything. And I have no nudes, so it's fine. And so say I want to, let's see. Okay, say I want to put this star. So this star at the right. So I'm just going to look at it, tap my fingers again, and then it goes, you can look at it, you can put it on the floor, I can put it on the bed here, you can put it on the floor, I can put it on the wall. So putting it on the wall, and then I just tap my fingers. So then, so there's the photo on the wall, and then there's the keyboard thing. So you have the photo that you can put on a wall, and then you have the keyboard. So I'm going to move the keyboard over here. So you want to just move it out of the way of the wall. And you can use this. So I can literally move this around with my fingers by like just pressing, looking at it, pressing, and then moving it towards you, away, right, left, wherever. You can do that. Or I can look at this keyboard over here, and I literally just look at it. I don't reach my hand out to press it, although I'm pretty sure you can, but I just look at it, and then I tap my fingers. So to make it bigger, we just move it from side to side. So you just tap your fingers and then move it from side to side, and that just makes it bigger. You can rotate it, but what I really like about this is making it bigger. You can slide it, Or you can look at either side of the size and then tap your finger like that, and it makes it just a little bit bigger or a little bit smaller. So you're using your hands and your eyes to really position this. And so now I can make it closer to me, but that doesn't really work. So, or I can put it on the wall. See how it kind of like put like it like magnets to the wall. So like this, I can put it off, and then it kind of like just like magnets right there. That means it's on the wall. You can put it in the wall if you want. The only thing is, like, if it's not directly on the wall like that, and like what I call it magnetized to it right there, it's a lot harder to trace things. Yeah, you can move it all around, but what I really like to do is look at the opacity, whatever, click that, and you can make that less. See, I'm just like moving it left and right here. So I like to have it a little bit less. That way I can really see what I'm marking. And one tip is I'll go and I'll usually mark it. If I want to mark the star, I'll mark it with a really dark color. So I wouldn't mark like yellow with yellow, because that you can't really see it as well. But one major tip right here. So say I have it on here. This is what I want. It's positioned right where I want it to be. I will then look at this position down here. So look at it, tap my fingers. That way this goes away, your keyboard goes away, and you can't move it. Because what happens is so many times I'll go up to trace it, and it'll think that I'm trying to move it around because I haven't taken the keyboard off and positioned it, and it'll move. And I'm like, crap. So I have to do that. And you can also take the opacity down, all the things. And that's it. So, and if you want to do something else, you can always go back and get something else. So I'm going to show you how big it can go. I'm going to go to acryless projection and then put a new thing on the wall. So we're going to put this guy on the wall. And again, you can put it here. You can put it on the, wait, you can't put it on the window. Yeah, kind of right here. Yeah, so I would just start on the wall and put it on the window. So you can put these on windows. You can put them on the floor. You can put it on the ceiling if you want. Wait. No, wait, I can't put it on the ceiling. Okay, just kidding. So I'm going to tap it. There you go, tap it. And then I'm going to show you how big this goes. This is as big as it goes. Like, and then I'll just to put it on the wall, see, like magnetize it on the wall. That's as big as it goes. Pretty dang big, right? This is like a 6, 7, 8 foot wall. So it'll go that big, but it won't really go bigger than this. This is as big as it goes. Yeah, so if you have something that's extra wide, like if I wanted to do this entire wall, I would just have to break it up. So I would probably put it in half. So I would take my image, I would crop it in half, and I'd have 2 different images, and I would I would do one and then the other. So that's the only downfall with it, is you can only do one, like this is as big as it gets, which you'd think that this would be fine, and it is for most things, but that like 10-20% of the time we have a really big wall, which we do, as muralists, it can kind of get in the way. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's several other little tic-tacky things that you can do with it, but that's it. Okay, so now I'm going to take this off, and I'm just going to talk a little bit about the specs. All right, pretty cool, right? It really comes in handy when in the middle of the day, need to put something on the wall, but really need to get it correctly, and it's just something that's tough to freehand. Man, Apple Vision. So I heard about this several months ago, right? And I just put it on my radar. I'm like, man, I would really love this. And I didn't realize that there were other goggles that I could put a photo in and then project it onto the floor, wall, whatnot. I just thought that this was it. And then as soon as I got this in, and $4,000 later, yeah, it was like $4,000 for this version, like $3,500 for the thing. And then it was like $500 for Apple Care, which I wanted. And because I've dropped many of things in the past. And so I got it. And then I realized, oh, it's just the DaVinci app that you're using. I could have gotten something else than put the DaVinci app on it, like the MetaQuest or whatever other kind of virtual reality thing there is. So several other artists that I know have gotten the MetaQuest. I think that's what it's called. And they love it. I have heard that it's a little bit more of a learning curve. You can't just airdrop things to this. So I have a MacBook and an iPhone. So this is really great because when I'm out, I can just Google a picture on my phone and I can then just connect my phone to the Apple Vision goggles, and then I just airdrop it, and that's it. I don't need a computer. I don't need an app, and I've not personally used the MetaQuest or anything else. I'm an Apple person. Like I said, iPad, the whole thing. Love it and love that they're all connected. And it's just the ease of it. Now that I know how to use it, it's extremely easy. You saw me doing all the things like pretty easy. Every once in a while, I'll be like, wait, what's going on? But it's a quick fix. But yeah, there's a learning curve to it. But one of my students, Sydney, she just got this, and no, she just got the MetaQuest. And I think those are like $400, $500, something like that. A lot more affordable than $3,500 or $4,000 with AppleCare. I know it's crazy. It costs like a used car or nowadays like some cheap used car, but it's an investment. However, it's a write-off, so it works. But she has the MetaQuest, and she did a video on them. You can't, from what I can see, you can't record yourself. I feel like I've seen other ones where you can record, so I'm not sure. But she was just taking her phone and like showing what you can see, but she ended up outlining a mural in daylight just fine. So it works. I want to say that this is just, there's a lot more tools to it, or a lot more, like you can download apps and you can turn this entire room into like a haunted space or a Christmas space or whatever. Like there's a lot of fun things you can do. There's a meditation app. I always have people come on and get in the dinosaur escape on the things. It's like, it's pretty fun. But the ease of use is the thing that I really love, and just being able to airdrop. And yeah, so I'm going to be using this for a very long time. Super happy that I got it. But if I were to go back, I don't know that I would have purchased the Apple Vision Pro. I probably would have checked out the MetaQuest because it is that much cheaper. And I feel like this tool, the Apple Vision goggles, they're going to be a lot more accessible in the near future. I know this, I think this, because this version that I have, they are not making it anymore. What they're doing is they're going back and refining it, and I believe they're going to make it a lot cheaper and just different in some way. So I don't think you can actually buy the Apple Vision goggles. So right now, this is not a promo. I tried to be sponsored by Apple, and they were like, yeah, that's cute. And then realizing that they're not making these again right now, I was like, oh, that's why they haven't reached out to me. But I have talked to the DaVinci app on Instagram and talked about doing some posts with them, and like they liked my videos and all the things. And so I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. But I posted a couple of videos of using these online on Instagram, and they got millions of views because this is such a new thing. So I knew that this is the kind of content that you wanted from people asking me, and just there is such a learning curve, and it's just so new. But I feel like this, or the sunglasses or things like this, is going to be an all the time thing coming up very soon. 12 years ago, I used a projector for the first time, and I remember they were like thousands of dollars for something really small, right? And I remember paying hundreds and hundreds of dollars for something that wasn't really worth very much. And then technology caught up, and now the Epson projector that I still have and I'm keeping and I still use, because there are certain times where it works and these do not. Mostly when I'm doing really big, long lettering, that's when I need an actual projector, and I don't want to split it up. But that now is like $500, which used to be $350, but whatever. And it's just a lot more accessible. So I think if you just wait on it about a year, I think you're going to be happy with what they're coming out with and the price points going down. And it's only going to get better because this is the first version of the Apple goggles and the Meta Quest. And then the next ones are just going to be that much better. So if I were you, I'd sit on it a year and then plan on getting one, save up and ask for Christmas this year. That's what I would do. I am getting a lot of pushback when I share stuff like this online from some people being like, oh, why get the Apple goggles when you can literally just get a projector for a couple $100s? And it's like, no, I'm in the business of saving time. And this is going to save me time. It's going to increase my accuracy. And I know that I don't need to repeat this to you because if you've made it this far, you're probably interested and you're thinking about getting one too. But it makes my life easier. And I am 100% for it. I think it's so great. I just think the price point and the technology where it's at right now, it's not quite met up yet. But I remember taking a projector onto the Bass Pro Shops job site when I first got a job there painting for their imagery team so long ago. And I brought my projector and the older artist looked at me like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, this is just the way that I found to do the job easier. And I can't freehand your logo. So this is what I'm doing. They're like, well, we go to the local FedEx Kinko's and get it printed out. And then we measure and I was like, oh, okay, that's nice. But I'm just going to pop up this projector right here. And they're like, okay. Like it's not like a real artist if I don't do it the hard way or something, or the way that it's always been done, or freehand it. It's like it's looked down upon if we trace things. But I am a commercial muralist, and I think that's a little bit far out from a traditional artist, a gallery artist. It's in a different category. It's similar but different. But it's different. And I had somebody write in and say, things like this, if your collectors were to see you do that, it would devalue your art because you're not doing it the traditional way. And for that, I say, not my problem. I'm not trying to sell to collectors who think I devalue it because I use this to save time and trace. And my commercial clients do not care. They actually think it's the coolest thing. So that would be the only downfall. If you are super conscious about being in that category, the category that I'm not in, then maybe think twice about this, or at least just not tell anybody. An artist I know, they were trying to get into a gallery show, and they let on that they used a projector to trace the image, and they did not let them in the gallery show because of it. To each their own. Again, they thought it devalued. They weren't even using Apple Vision goggles. They were just using a projector. And so my advice to that artist was, don't tell anybody that then. It's somebody else weighing in on your process and not just the final outcome. As long as it's done with quality materials and it's going to last the customer and they love what it looks like, it's art and it should be included. And I'm in a business of kind of making my own rules in that. I don't like to follow the niceties of those kind of just restrictions and rules. It's silly. So I'm going to continue to use the Apple Vision, and I'm going to continue to share about it. And some artists can look down on it, and that's fine. You're in your own league, but I'm saving time and making a lot of money. And so that's why I'm sharing with you about it, because I am totally for this. And again, I think it's going to be an everyday thing here, especially in 10 years from now. I remember where projectors were 10, 12 years ago. Now this is coming out. I cannot wait to see what kind of contacts people wear or something like that. Or it's just going to be even easier for us to make art. And it's going to be even easier for other people to make art. And I think these are just tools, and just like AI, to help us do the job, but not do the job for us. It helps us do it. So anything that can help us make it a little bit easier, I am totally for. So that's all I had for you. I do not have links to this. I don't have any kind of promotional thing, but maybe in the future, maybe when Apple decides to do version number 2 of this, I'll make another video and hopefully do a promo link where I actually, make some kind of income for promoting other people's products. But yeah, that's it. So if you have any questions, let me know. And I'll be recording more videos like this inside of the Academy as I continue to use it to show you even how easier it is. And we show people how to do this at the mural meetups and all the things. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. Thanks for listening to and watching another episode of the Artist Academy podcast. I will see you next week. And by the way, hold on. If you want a ton of videos just like this, like showing you how to do things, that's what I have inside of the Artist Academy membership. They're actual videos, because we all like to listen to podcasts all day while we paint. I love podcasts, but there is a certain level of, oh, that's what it looks like. Oh, that's how she does it. Oh, that's it just makes it a lot easier. It shortens the learning curve. To be able to see videos, to show how I paint something, to show how I format something, to give you the template of how to outreach, there's so many things just beyond talking. And so I know that this episode is not that great for just an Apple Podcast platform, but if anybody watching the video, you see, like, this is really great for being able to show how to do something, to show you. So I want to invite you inside of the Arts Academy membership, where I can show you how I do all the different things in my business, where it comes to pitching, social media, editing my videos. I give you the behind the scenes on what I charge for things. I give you how to paint videos, everything. Thanks for listening to another episode of the Artist Academy podcast. I so appreciate you tuning in every week, and I would also appreciate if you could do me a very small favor and possibly share this episode either on social media. You can tag me, or even just write me a note in my DMs saying what you liked about the podcast, what you want to see more of, anything. I love getting any and every feedback, especially in the form of a review, 5 stars only. That's all we accept on Apple or Spotify. And just any kind of positive feedback whatsoever. It really makes everything worth it. Me sitting down to create this absolutely free podcast full of art and business content. And I also wanted to throw this out there that if you are not where you want to be currently in your art business, if you're stuck at a boring job that just sucks the creativity out of you and you don't have time to paint, and you're wanting to go full time with some kind of way of painting or murals or something, anything other than where you're at, trust me, I know the feeling, and I know how much it can affect the rest of your life, and I know what's on the other side of it. There's a lot of hard work and there's a lot of tips and tricks in the middle, but that's why I created the Artist Academy membership. It's only $37 a month, and it takes artists from aspiring or beginner to full-time and up to 6 figures. I've helped more artists than I can count or think of at the moment quit their jobs and go full-time into painting, and I can help you too. It's such a crazy, confusing, tough time, especially in that first year. That's why I specialize in helping artists within that first year of business, because that's the hardest part, taking the first step, figuring out how to get those first couple clients, and then we work from there. I've helped multiple artists reach even the 6-figure mark, and I can help you too. If you're ready to make 2025 the year that you finally go full-time into the creative industry and make good money with your art, and I want to invite you into the Artist Academy membership to view my over 100 plus art and business tutorials. There's everything from how to paint large scale to how to make a marketing plan for this year. And every single month I update it with new content of what's working right now, what's working on social media, what are the things that I'm doing, specific things with templates, with email scripts, with all the things that you need that you just go right over the headache of it all, and I just give it to you, and you make it your own, and you grow your own unique art business the way you want to. Inside the membership, I open up my business and show you what I'm pricing per job, how the job went, what I learned from it, how I got that customer, and how I'm repeating that over and over again to build a 6-figure plus consistent art business for the last 10 years. I think I've been doing this for about 10 years and teaching for almost 6 years. Crazy. So I've heard it all. I've heard all the excuses, all the hurdles, and I can help you through them. They say a mentor can see your future a lot more clearly than you can. That's why you hire one, because when you're going through the tough times and thinking that you can't do it, I'm here and I know you can, and I can help you get around that hurdle and reach to the next hurdle and then the next one. And then, yeah, so $37 a month. Go to artistacademy.co to join. There are no minimums. Cancellation is super easy. Stay as long as you want, gather as much as you want, and grow your business as much as you want this year. Go to artistacademy.co to join the membership.